RX back with another recap of UFC Iowa Sandhagen versus Figueiredo. We back with another recap of a card, of a fight night, of a trip down to Iowa that was okay. It was a really weird card. It was not as consistently good as last week's, because last week's was mainly good from what I remember. This week's was, or not this week's, this card was weird. Not bad by any means, but weird. It was very, like, up and down. More ups than downs overall, but it was still up and down. So there were some good moments on the card, but there were some bad moments on the card that really hurt it. So it was fine though. It was very fine. Got a few nice finishes, got some nice upsets, got some nice moments. The crowd was hot when the fights were good. The bad thing, a lot of the fights were not great, even the ones that were finishes. Some of them were not amazing. But it was not a bad card by any means. Do I compare to last week's? I think last week's was better. Well, by just for consistency reasons. I think this week's main event was better. And was the co-main last week? Co-main was, I think, maybe better this week as well. But I think consistency outside of the main and co might have been better last week. They're both pretty even. They're not that far apart. I forget, what did I give last week's card? Like a 7 out of 10? We'll see what I give this one by the end of it. But this was not a bad card by any means. Like I said, were there bad moments? Yes. And were they really bad moments? Yes. But were they card ruining? Not really. Like, the card had good fights, some finishes. There was no fouls on the card. I think there was one nut shot, and that's it. No eye pokes, no cage grabs, so that's awesome to see. The reffing was good, judging was good. It was a perfectly decent card. I can't think of much bad to say about it outside the few bad moments there were. The card was decent, so, and I'm ready to recap it, so. Unless I were going to say something, which I don't think I am, so I think I pretty much said what I wanted to say in this intro. The card was perfectly decent. Last week's might have been a little bit better in Kansas City, but this was good. This was very good follow-up to that, and for as bad as the bad was, the good wasn't. The good was able to bring it back to a decent level, so. It was a fine card in Iowa, fine return after 20 years, first card back in Iowa, and yeah, I'm ready to recap it, so, last thing to say before I do is, as always, the YouTube shit. Please like, comment, and subscribe. 100 subs goal by the end of 2025, let's see if we can get that number up someday, would be cool. Still got a lot of time left in the year. We just began the 5th month of the year, so can we get to 100 by the end of it? I doubt it, but whatever. If we don't, we don't. If we do, we do. Whatever happens, happens. And what's going to happen right now is I'm going to recap UFC Iowa, because that's what I do. That's what I want to do for you and everyone else watching. So let's do it. You ready? I know I am. UFC Iowa, 12 fights, recap, let's go. We begin in the women's flyweight division for our first prelim of the night. We had 6 on the prelims, 6 on the main card, and our first of 6 on the prelims began in the women's flyweight division, where it seems like every card has been beginning lately in the women's division. But unlike them, this was kind of bad. And then our in our card opener in general, or prelim opener, we began the night with Juliana Miller versus Ivana Petrović. Like I just said, the women's openers lately have not been awful. Jocelyn Edwards was one of the best fights last week. Nora Canola a few weeks ago was decent. This was one of the worst fights I've ever fucking seen skill-wise. First of all, Juliana Miller won a fight. How the fuck did we allow that to happen? Second of all, this was a pathetic excuse for a fight. In round 1, not a lot happened. Ivana got a takedown and was able to hold Julie down for most of the round, from what I remember. But after that, Ivana really did nothing. In round 2, she got held down for most of the round, and then in round 3, closer round, but late, Ivana got taken down and held down, and when that horn sounded, it was a clear 29-28 for Juliana Miller, and she won a fucking fight. What the fuck is 2025 MMA? Where do I begin? Again, this fight was fucking garbage. That's all I can really fucking open it up with, begin with whatever you want to say. This fight was awful. Skill, like, breaking down this fight as someone who watches fights every week, there's so little skill in this fight. This wouldn't even make it as a fucking fight in Invicta. When they were on the feet, they looked like they were striking in slow motion with no power. Like, I've seen fucking WWE matches with better looking strikes. And then on the ground, whoever got taken down had no idea how to get up. They were a fish out of water on the ground. Neither could strike, neither had a ground game, a defensive ground game. Cardio looked okay for both, but I'll tell you that, both look like ass. Because they are both terrible, let's be honest. Both are fucking garbage. I don't know what to really say. This was maybe the lowest level fight of the year. It was truly terrible. Like, I can't really say much else than that. It was a truly god-awful fight between two god-awful fighters. They couldn't strike for shit. They couldn't grapple for shit. It was pathetic. Again, Juliana Miller won a fight in 2025. What the fuck is 2025? I don't know the answer to that. I don't think anyone does. But whatever. The last thing I can really say about this fight before we talk about the fighters real quick is it was terrible. Like, when Jocelyn Edwards has a great card opener and you don't, that says a lot. So, garbage fight to begin the night. Again, just low level garbage. As expected, not saying this wasn't expected to be terrible, but Jesus Christ, what the fuck did we watch? Whatever, thank God it was the opener, because Jesus Christ, if this was any higher on the card. Ugh, Christ. Garbage fight between garbage fighters, and that's about all I gotta say about that, unless I'm forgetting something, which I can only call this fight terrible for so long. What I'll do now is talk about the fighters real quick. I'm not going to say a lot because there's so little to say. For Julie, her first win in 3 years, but let's be honest, did she look better? No. If you want me to be honest, no. She looked pretty much the same. She can't strike. Her grappling was fine before, it's fine now. She's not good at all. She's now, 4-3, or whatever in MMA. That 2-year break didn't really do much. Again, she did not look really better at all. It looked like the same shitty fighter we saw against Lana Santos, but this time she has fought someone who was as shitty as she is. So, take that as you will. I was not impressed. I think she looked fucking terrible. And, yeah, that's pretty much the long and short of that. She still sucks, and the second she fights someone with talent, she'll get smashed again. I had 2-year break to not look an inch better. Fuck yeah. And then for Ivana, what the fuck can I say? You choked a layup. The UFC handed you a win again, might I add. And you fumbled it. You fucking suck, and you should be cut for this bullshit. Luana Carolina will give you a break. Jamie Horth will give you a break. Juliana Miller? Nah, you fucking suck. So, like, I don't even know. How do you lose to Juliana Miller? How? It's Juliana Miller. She's... The UFC handed her another win after handing her Na Liang. And you fucking lose. I don't even know what to say. How do you choke such an easy fight? The UFC could not cherry pick an easier fight, and you fucking lose. Clearly. I don't know what to say. I truly don't. You fucking suck. That's all I can say. And the last thing, fight idea. If you think I'm giving Juliana Miller a fight idea, you're on every and any drug you can think of. Nah, I don't give a shit. Juliana Miller fucking sucks. She's not getting a fight idea. Ivana Petrović is fucking pathetic. Cut her immediately. She probably will be on the chopping block, to be honest. They both suck. Terrible opener to the card. I don't even know what else you want me to say. They fucking suck. One of the worst fights of the year, if not the worst fight of the year, worst card opener of the year, and some of the worst fighters of the year. I don't know what else you want me to say. Garbage, garbage, garbage. Again, Juliana Miller won a fight in 2025. Won a fight in general, it's crazy. So, no fight idea, I don't care. And cut Ivana Petrović. About all I can really say about something so terrible. After that, we go to our second fight of the night, which was also terrible, as expected. But speaking of expected, it went exactly as I expected. And in our second fight of the night, we move all the way up to the heavyweight division for a fight that was exactly as terrible as I expected it to be. As we had a fat fuck battle between Thomas, not Steven Bisping, Thomas Petersen versus Don'Tale Mayes. What did I say in my breakdown? That Thomas Petersen would lay on Don'Tale Mayes for 15 minutes. What happened to a goddamn T? Thomas Petersen laid on Don'Tale Mayes for 15 goddamn minutes. I hate that I'm right, and this fight was boring as shit, but I was completely correct. Like, he almost finished him a few times, but he couldn't finish the fight. I only need to look up the scorecard. It was a 30-26, 30-25. It's not a fight. Don'Tale can't stop a takedown. He can't get up from a takedown. He has no ground game. And that's the same. I predicted perfectly. The same thing that happened in the Shamil Gaziev fight with Don'Tale happened here. And in my opinion, I think Petersen looked better against Don'Tale than Shamil did. And Shamil is better than Petersen, obviously, who got knocked the fuck out in their fight. But who looked better against Don'Tale Mayes? Probably Thomas Petersen. Low bar, but still. Yeah, there's not really a lot to say here. Thomas laid on Don'Tale. That's about the long and short of it. If you want me to be honest, that's about the long and short of it. Outside of that, I'm struggling to think of a highlight. Like outside of Thomas just laying on him, getting a few submission attempts, and a lot of ground and pound. I'm pretty much struggling to think of anything to really talk about, so I really can't think of much else to add. It was exactly what I thought it would be. It was exactly what I predicted it to be, and it sucked because it was lame, but a free easy pick is a free easy pick. I'll take it. Not very much else to say about the fight unless I'm forgetting something, which I doubt it. So let's talk about the fighters. For Thomas Petersen, everything I said in my breakdown is pretty much what I could say here. He's just a wrestler. He's not a good fighter. And, yeah, if anytime he fights someone decent, he's gonna lose. Every time he fights a tomato can who can't grapple, he's gonna win. And that's pretty much the long and short of that. He can't strike for shit, but he can grapple. 99, he can wrestle. Kind of, not greatly. He can wrestle, so good for him. Good for him. I don't really have much more I can add there. He's just a wrestler. About it. And then for Dontel Mays, how is he still under contract? The good thing, I think this is where his contract ends. 3 in a row, looked terrible in all 3. Got wrestled, fucked in 2 of them, and submitted in the other. It's time to cut Dontel Mays. It's probably a little past time to do it, to be honest. But, yeah, it's time to cut him. 33 years old, 11-9, 4-7-1 in the UFC. Cut him. It's that simple. Just cut him. He's not worth keeping around. He's not entertaining. He's not worth... no one wants to see him fight. He's boring when he wins. He's boring when he loses. And most of the time he's losing. I don't like... what do you want me to say? He's active. I'll give him that. He's a really active fighter. 3 fights in 2023. 2 in the span of 2 months this year. Respect there. Outside of being active, what is there to respect about Dontel Mays? He's pretty fucking terrible. Is he a good striker? Not really. Can he wrestle or grapple? No. Does he have cardio? No. Does he have heart? No. He's not good. And that's why he's 11-9 and probably getting cut at. So he's just terrible. You can train with John Jones all you want. You're not John Jones. You're fucking garbage. Or Gable Stevenson, who clearly didn't help you at all here. He just sucks. It's that simple. Time to cut him. Again, probably past due. But we'll see if it actually comes to through the fruition. Only thing I would say now is, who should I fight next? For Thomas Petersen, I might take a quick look since heavyweight is so shallow. You probably could find him a fight if you really want to. UFC heavyweight at least, because there's like 6 fighters under contract, it feels like. Let's see. None of these guys are even signed, so let's try and find people who are actually like in the UFC. It would help. None of these guys are. Well, I guess we are going to the first page. It's crazy how shallow heavyweight is and how everyone fucking sucks, to be honest. Volter Walker, I don't think that makes really any sense. Junior Top was going down to light heavyweight. Martin Boudet, maybe? I don't hate that. Boudet coming off that robbery against Iran. I don't hate it. Chris Barnett, no, don't need to see him get cuddled. Outside of that, DeLima is suspended, Tafa's booked, and Zechikud, no, Parkin, no. Yeah, probably Martin Boudet would make the most sense. I'm not really seeing anyone else. So, yeah, probably Martin Boudet and Thomas Petersen. That screams Apex prelim. Because probably fucking will be, to be honest. Yeah, let's do it. Martin Boudet, Thomas Petersen. Who wins? Who knows? Do you care? I don't. That's an Apex prelim for you. Book it. Petersen, Boudet. I don't see why not. I don't see anyone else for Petersen to fight unless you give him Chris Barnett for some reason. Let's do Boudet and Petersen. Makes sense to me. Book it. Pretty simple there, if you ask me. And then, like I said, cut down Telmaze. I don't think I really gotta tell you to do that, but yeah, cut down Telmaze. It's that simple. Outside of that, not really anything else to really say. Quick, easy one for Thomas Petersen. Pretty fucking easy is an understatement. He just had to do what he does, every fucking day in practice and just lay on a guy. You can't get much easier than that. Quick, easy win. Predictable as fuck. I literally predicted it to a T. And who should Petersen fight next? I'm down to see him fight Martin Boudet. I don't see why not do that fight. It makes sense. Both guys coming off wins, kind of. There's not really many other options at heavyweight because it's heavyweight. So let's do it. Boudet, Petersen, book it. Why not? With that being said, not really much more to be said about this fight. Pretty boring. Cut down Telmaze. Thomas Petersen's just a boring wrestler, and let's see him fight Martin Boudet. Predictable fight, bad fight, as expected. After that, we go to our third fight of the night, which was meant to be the start of the card, really, when we were meant to start getting real fights. Yeah, that really didn't happen. This was also kind of a dud. A really boring, not entertaining fight, which kind of sucks. Again, this was meant to be the leap into the real fights, but I guess we needed a little more time before we jumped into that. As in our third fight of the night in the bantamweight division, a weight class that did not have a lot of success on this card. The main event was good. The other three on the card, not so much. As in our third fight of the night, and our first of four at bantamweight, we had Quang Lee versus Gaston Bolaños. Sadly, for being the first real fight of the night, it was pretty much as bad as the first two. It was a lot like the Petersen fight. There was a lot of grappling. If you're shocked, I know. It was your normal Gaston Bolaños fight. The dude's never gonna actually be allowed to fight. He's always gonna have to fucking grapple, because everyone's scared as fuck to fight him, so what can you do, I guess. Long story short, for the recap of this fight, there's not really a lot to recap. Round one, kind of a close round, but Quang got a takedown, I think late in the round, and took it. Round two, he didn't even try to fight him. The second the round started, he pretty much shot a takedown from what I remember. And not long after that, he got on Gaston's back for the third time. And Reinier choked him out cold. So that was that. Yeah, Quang fought like a bitch against Gaston, like everyone does. Like I said, everyone fights the same against Gaston. They don't actually want to fight him. They just want to fucking grapple him. So, Quang, I feel, landed a few decent shots on the feet. Gaston really didn't, but whatever. Gaston takes another L, 2 for 2 now in the UFC, gets submitted, because no one actually wants to fucking fight him. And Quang fought like a bitch. It's a running theme for this card after a while, so. What can you do? Another dud of a fight. Somehow got a bonus for this bullshit, and we'll talk about that later. It was not great. It was very, it was meant to be the first decent fight of the night, and it was not really better than these. So, what can you really do? Sucks, but that's the fucking game we play, man. Some fights live up to expectations, or even outdo them, and some underperform. And this is an underperforming one. I'm not saying this was meant to be some great fight, but I expected a little bit better than cuddles and a and a rear naked choke that you didn't tap to, you just fell asleep because it was boring. So, whatever, man. Is what it is, and that's all I really gotta say about the fight overall. The recap for it: bitch moves by Quang, and lame fight. Talk about each fighter real quick. I pretty much said what I had to say. Not a lot more I can add. For Quang, yeah, he gets his first UFC win, but at what cost? He fought like a bitch. So, whatever. He wants to fight like a bitch, he can fight like a bitch. But I'm gonna call him out for it, because he is a bitch. But that's it. Well, Quang Bang. Change that nickname, bitch. You're Quang Cuddles. And to talk about Gaston, like I said, this dude just can't fucking actually have a fight. Every guy he fights has to cuddle him. The only guy who didn't was Marcus McGee, and that's Marcus McGee, so it's not even a fair fight. On the feet. So, I feel bad for Gaston. I do think he's a decent fighter, but he just can't actually have a fight. He has to keep getting these fucking grapplers who are scared to fight him, and it's annoying, because I think the dude could have some real bangers, but he keeps having to fight these goddamn cuddlers who don't want to fight him. So, not really sure what else you want me to say. That's the fucking truth. In 4 fights, the only guy to actually stand and trade with him was McGee, and again, that's not even fair because it's Marcus McGee. So, what do you want me to say? I feel bad for Gaston, man, or Ilya, as we call him. He looks more like Ilya's brother than fucking Ilya's brother, and sucks, but whatever, man. Feels like the UFC is wasting a guy like Bolaños, having him continuously fight grapplers, but that's their choice, and they're fucking stupid. Outside of that, not really anything else I can add. I'm not doing a fight idea. I don't care who Quang fights next. And for Gaston, yeah, you usually don't do fight ideas for the losers of fights. The only idea I really give is that please have him fight a striker. I don't care who. I want a guy who's never shot a takedown in the UFC. Give him a fucking striker, because you're wasting this guy having him do bullshit like this. So, whatever. Shitty fight. Was meant to be decent, but it wasn't. Quang fought like a bitch. Gaston can't actually ever get a fight. It sucks, but that's the game we play. How the fuck did this dude get a bonus for that? Crazy. And it's funny they put that in as I was recording. Shitty fight. 3 trash fights down. Now, after that disappointment, we actually start the card when it comes to decent fights with our 4th fight of the night. Yeah, it takes till the 4th fight to get a decent fight. Jesus fucking Christ. And then our 4th fight of the night, the fight that I'll continuously say should have been on the main card, and I still think it should have been over something. As in our 4th fight of the night in the strawweight division, we had our first watchable fight of the night between Gillian Robertson versus Marina Rodriguez. Well, this went perfectly as I think everyone on Earth expected. As expected, Marina couldn't stop a takedown and got fucking mauled on the ground. And eventually got TKO'd, not submitted, so I was wrong again on that regard. But she did get finished, I guess I was right to an extent. Yeah, like, there was really nothing more to read. Like, the main highlights of this fight were they did strike for like a minute or two, but the second Julian got that takedown and knew it was easy as possible, it was over. Round 2, she literally just ran at Marina and took her down. She almost got, with a Darce, or it was some type of choke, but Marina has no idea how to do anything on the ground, so she fucked that up. And, eventually Julian ground and pounded Marina out for a 2nd round TKO. Yeah, again, pretty expected. As I said in the breakdown, Marina's kryptonite is grappling. On the feet, she's really damn good. Very few are going to beat her in a striking match. On the ground, even non-grapplers have beat her on the ground, like Jessica Andrade. So, and you gave her one of probably the second best grappler in the division. Yeah, this was gonna go one way and one way only. Feel bad for Marina, and we'll talk about the extent to that in a minute. But for Jo Rob, amazing win. She looked great at 4 in a row now? 4 or 5 in a row now? She's looking great. These last few years, she's looked really good. And she has another nice win to her resume here, so good for Jo Rob. Looking great. Pretty simple fight. Again, went exactly as expected. She was my runner-up for Lock of the Night. And you see why, because I just had no way of saying Marina to lose this. A few years ago, it would have been more competitive, I think, but in 2025, Marina just turned 38. This is only going one way, and it was the way it went, so. Sucks to see Marina lose like that, but I've seen it a lot lately, so it happens, and what can you really do? So I'd say expected. Now let's talk about the fighters, and I want to begin with Marina Rodriguez because, of course, by now probably everyone knows she did retire after the fight. It makes sense at this point. She just turned 38 years old during the week. She's 1-5 in her last 6. She's not going to make a title run at this point. Her grappling's not going to get to the point to where she can do better in that regard. It makes sense to retire. 38 years old, had a good career. Like 7-6-2 in the UFC. I know that doesn't sound good, but she started off great. Still think she should have got a title shot after this, but I forget who got a title shot around that point that took it away from Marina. Was it Rose or Esparza, some bullshit like that? But whatever. Like when we saw Marina fight a striker, a bad one at that, she looked amazing. But every time she fought a grappler or someone who was pretty decent in her last few fights, she just couldn't really get going. So it sucks because she was really good. Her striking was really damn good. She is a good fighter, but she just can't grapple for shit. So it sucks. One of my favorite female fighters. Well, sucks to her go, but she got to the UFC at already a pretty old age. I think she was already like 30 when she signed, and she had a decent career. Probably should have had a title shot in there. Should have lost to Weili, but still would have been. She still deserved a title shot. And sucks. It really sucks, but that's the game we play, man. So enjoy retirement, Marina. Thank you for all the fights and memories, and see you around. Sucks to see one of my favorite fighters get taken out like that. But again, it's expected when you fight Gillian Robertson. Well, not really much more I can say about Jo Rob than what I already said. Again, these last few years, she's looked amazing. 4 in a row now, 3 last year, 1 this year so far. She'll probably be back pretty quickly because she took no damage here. She's only 29 years old, 4 in a row. I'll make a crazy case, and you can say if I'm wrong or not. She might be her and Verna might be the best strawweights in a row, not counting Weili, who's moving up, of course. Like, I'm trying. Like, Robertson and Jandiroba have looked the best in this division lately. Like, who else has really looked good? Jan just lost. Lemos, we know, is not good. Dern's garbage. Tatiana just got fraud checked. Like, Weili's gone. We're gonna find out Weili's next fight next week. It's hard to say. Verna and Jill Rob might be the 2 best. If Weili does vacate and they do a vacant title fight, it's hard not to do Jo Rob and Jandiroba, to be honest. I think that'd be the most deserving one. I hope they do that, and I highly doubt it. But A, that'd be a really good fight. I would be really intrigued to see the grappling exchanges between those two. And B, it'd be the most deserving fight, so, but it's unlikely. We'll see though. We'll see what they do with Joe Rob. I'll talk about a fight idea in a second, but yeah. Robertson has looked really good lately. 4 in a row now. This is her first, good win on that winning streak, though. See where she goes from here. 4 in a row. Only 1 loss in the last couple years, and that's Serhiy, who, let's be honest, she's better than by a mile. Let's see what happens next with Joe Rob. And I guess let's find out now, since I already talked about Marina. Fight idea! Gillian, no topology, you fucking blow. Yeah, if it's been updated, show me, you dick. Thank you. Not really sure what to do with Robertson, because there's a lot of options. She just beat number 8, is Marina? Or was Marina number 9, so she's in the top 10 now. Let's look at who's above her. Azamat makes no fucking sense. Azamat could go fight Loopy. She called out Hebos. I think that's a pointless fight for Robertson. I know Hebos is higher ranked, but I really struggle to see the point of doing that fight. With Hebos, on 2 losses in a row now? So, where the fuck even is Hebos? Yeah, 2 in a row now. That's a pointless fight for Robertson. Dern is interesting. Dern would be an interesting one. That could easily set Robertson up for a good fight. And I forget who I said Dern should fight after her last win, so that's an interesting one. Andrade is booked. Lemos. I saw a few people say Lemos. I don't hate it. I truly don't hate it. Jan, no. It would make no sense for her to fight Jan. Tatiana, it's Lemos or Dern, I would say, because these two make no sense. She's booked, and why would you fight either of these two? I'm thinking the UFC, or not the UFC, but I would do this at least. Azamat fights Loopy, Hebos. Hebos fights Angie. I think that's a good fight. Andrade is booked. Lemos can fight Xiaonan. Yeah, Lemos can fight Xiaonan. Tatiana fights Verna, and Dern fights Gillian. I think that would probably make the most sense at this point. I'm not really sure what else you would do, because outside of Lemos and Gillian and Dern, you're kind of screwing over Gillian, having her fight anyone else. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. Booked. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. I would love to see her fight Verna, but I don't think that's gonna happen. So, the Lemos or Dern, and I think Dern makes more sense, especially since Dern is, let's see, Hebos and Loopy or Lucindo. So, neither coming off great wins, but I think, Gillian and Dern's a lot more interesting. I could see that being a fight night an Apex main event, I should say. So, let's do it. Gillian and Mackenzie Dern, I don't think they've ever fought before, and I would be really damn intrigued in that fight. So, I think that's the fight to do. And then, like I said, you do Azamat and Loopy, Hebos and Hill, Lemos and Xiaonan, and Tatiana and Verna. Those sound like good fights to me. Joe Rob and Mackenzie. Book it. I'm 100% down for that fight. Maybe not an Apex main event, but an Apex co-main event would be kind of cool, but we'll see. What I do know is great performance by Julian Robertson. 4 in a row now, looking amazing, sending Marina into retirement, sadly. But that'd be done by someone, not the very, very good Julian Robertson, who we'll see what she does next. I think she should fight Mackenzie Dern next. Winner of that could easily be next for a title shot. Then, yeah, that's what I would do, at least. So, I could 100% see that being a fight night, an Apex main event later in the year. So, book it. Joe Rob and Dern, I'm very down to see that fight. I think it'd be very good. And let's see what happens. Joe Rob, Dern, winner probably gets a title shot. Sign me up. Not very much else to say. Great performance by Juliana Robertson. Marina, enjoy retirement. And let's see what the redhead will do next. Again, she might be the top 2 best strawweights in the world right now. We'll find out. Great performance by the Savage. After that, we go to our co-main event of the prelims, as we had a fight that went exactly as I predicted. I think a lot of smart people predicted. As in our co-main event of the prelims in the middleweight division, the first of 2 middleweight co-main events on this card for the main card and the prelims, and both were very good. As we have in our prelim co-main event here, Azamat Bekoev versus Ryan Loder. Again, as predictable of a fight as you can get, kind of. Now we're in a running theme of very predictable fights, because, yeah, and I think this was, I'll keep saying it, predictable. I said in the breakdown, if Loder couldn't get takedowns and hold Bekoev down, he was gonna lose. What happened to a T? Loder shot a takedown, didn't get it at all, and everything fell apart from there. He got his ass beat after that, and eventually KO'd in about a little over 2.5 minutes. Shocker. Yeah, I don't have to, it was as predictable as you can get. Bekoev stopped takedown, dropped him, chased him around the cage, beat him up a bunch, eventually landed a kill shot to drop him fully, and that was that. I know you're shocked. Can't really get more simple than that. Making my job easier of recapping the fight when it was pretty much what I broke down and predicted, so good job, Bekoev, beating up a can. Simple. Simple. To talk about each fighter now, we'll start with Bekoev. Now 2-0 in UFC over, 4 months in the UFC? 5 months, my man. This dude's good. I'll say this dude's really fucking good. Y'all were right to hype him up coming into his debut. I didn't know him. He had to impress me. He had to make an impact on me, and he did. Because this dude is really damn good. His striking's good, his power is good. Looks like he has a decent ground game, or at least he stopped a Loder takedown, or at least 2 of them, I believe. This dude's good. How does he do deeper into a fight? We'll see. How does he do on the ground? Probably pretty good. This dude's good. I know his sample size is minimum, and against low level competition. But and still, against that competition, he's looked really damn good. So, he's not a Rookie of the Year category yet, but he's definitely top 15 on that list. Dude's been really good. Another good prospect at middleweight. As if they need more with Menser Abdulmalik. That Adiba dude. So, yeah, well, just what we need, more good prospects in that division, even though we do need that, if you think about it. So, yeah, Bekoev, really good signing by the UFC. 2-0 now in the UFC in his rookie year. Dude's really damn good. I don't know what else you really want me to say. This dude's legit. Again, y'all were right to hype him up. I was dumb to pick against him in his debut. This dude's good. Can't really say much else. And now for a fighter I was right about. Ryan Loder is garbage. He's just Chris Weidman. He can't strike for shit. His wrestling is the only thing he has, and he's not even that good at that. The Robert Valentine fight, he almost got submitted. He should have been submitted. And then the Bekoev fight, he got his ass handed to him, so this dude's just not good. He's one of the worst Ultimate Fighter winners. Probably of all, well, that's a tough group to join, so we'll see if that, Juliana Miller was on the card also. But, yeah, Loder's not good. I don't think Loder's gonna be in the UFC a long time. He's already 33 years old. 7-2, he's inexperienced, he can't strike. He's not good. He's boring, so the UFC's really gonna want to cut him sooner. The only positive thing I can really say about him, he has a really good chin. He has a really good chin. He took a lot of clean punches. Outside that, dude's fucking garbage. Pretty simple. Ryan loser. He's not that good, as I predicted. So, God, that Ultimate Fighter season was ass. Ryan Loder and Myron Santos. Jesus. All I have to say now is, who should they fight next? For Bekoev, there are definitely some options. I'm seeing people want to throw him up into the big dogs right away, which I think is a little crazy. You still want to build the kid up slowly. Marco Tulio, another great prospect I forgot about. Like, I saw people say, oh, he should fight fucking Jack Hermanson or something like that. It's like, no. Chill. Go slow with Bekoev. Have him fight... Have him fight... I'm not sure, actually. Miesha Pereira, maybe? Outside of that, Muniz, and what's the point? Bruno should fight Curtis. Rodolfo... I think I just give Rodolfo a fight idea. GM3 should fight Malkoun. I think that'd be an interesting one. They just cut Brad Tavares. I know. COD, I don't see them doing that. They're gonna give COD a fucking layup. So, yeah, didn't I say COD should fight Rodolfo or Malkoun, Petrović? I don't know. Bolaños, I don't hate that, but I think I said he should fight Caesar, and I kind of stand by that. Eric Anders, Is everyone on the... Cause, like, Bekoev is only going into his third UFC fight, so you kind of want to chill with him. You don't want to push him to the goddamn moon right away. Yeah, it sucks. Cedricus Dumas is a fucking idiot, or they could have fed him to... What's his face? Shit. I'm not really... I guess Miesha Pereira? I'm not against it. I think that's a good one. Like, is there anyone else for Miesha to really fight? Shara. They're gonna give Shara a complete can in this next fight. Muniz, no. Bruno, no. COD and Miesha Pereira would be really fun, but I don't see them doing that. I still forget who I said COD should fight after his last win. Yeah, probably Miesha Pereira for Bekoev would make the most sense, so book it. I'm really down to see that fight. So, especially after that dreadful performance Pierre just had, I'm down to see him fight Bekoev. I think that'd be a good one. Cause I'm just not sure what else you do with Bekoev. Like, there's other options, but do you really care to see him beat up Rodolfo Vieira? Or COD? Or Bolaños? Anders? Bekoev, Miesha Pereira. Looks good to me. Book it. After that dreadful performance he just had, he earned... Pereira earned himself a fight like that, so... Let's do it. Bekoev, Pereira. Book it. That'll be a banger. And outside that, not really much more I can think to say. Great performance by Bekoev, easy performance by Bekoev, predictable performance, complete layup against a guy who can't strike, and since Bekoev seems to have a ground game, he had no chance of losing his fight. So, quick easy win against a terrible fighter. Done and dusted. Who should Bekoev fight next? I think I like the idea of him, Miesha Pereira, like I said, I think that'd be a good one. Maybe I'll think of a different idea before I do fight ideas, before I do the tweet and all that, but more than likely I'll go Miesha Pereira. I think it'll be a banger. Pereira coming off that awful performance, so he has fallen down in the totem pool, so let's feed him to a prospect. Why not Bekoev? So, got my vote, and I think Bekoev smashes him, so we'll see how true that will be if we do that fight. For right now, great win for Bekoev. 2-0 in the UFC, looking amazing. And, yeah. Iron beats steel. I don't know if that's actually true, but in this fight it was. Great win for Bekoev. Y'all were right to hype him up. And lastly, for our prelims, only 49 minutes in, so, you know, great. great. Good job, alright. Don't worry, some main card fights will be skipped through not that one, will be skipped through pretty quickly. As in our featured prelim, we go to the women's bantamweight division for a fight that I'm fucking amazed didn't suck ass. As we have to end our prelims with our featured prelim in the women's bantamweight division, women's bantamweight ending the prelims instead of starting them lately. We ended the prelims with a grandma battle between Yana Santos versus Miesha Tate. I can't believe I'm saying this fight was not terrible. it truly was not terrible. I'm shocked. Trust me. I'm shocked. Not saying it was a fight of the year banger, but for how low the standards were for this fight and the expectations, this fight was decent. The first 2 rounds were pretty fine. They slugged it out. Well, mainly Yana point fighted to an extent and just beat the shit out of Miesha. If she had any power, she would have KO'd Tate with ease. But she didn't. She still bagged the first 2 rounds of ease. And then in round 3, fuck, my brain's breaking. Now this fight was awful. In round 3, Yana did gas, and she did get taken down and controlled by Miesha for mainly all of round 3. But she didn't get to finish, and she didn't get a 10-8. So that comes out to a 29-28 win for Yana, formerly Kunitskaya Santos. As I predicted, thank you. Yeah, again, this fight was not bad. In the first 2 rounds, Yana looked good on the feet. Miesha was thrown back, not really hitting anything, but she was thrown back. She ate a lot of damage. Again, if Yana had any power, she would have flatlined Miesha with ease. But, you know, power is not her strong suit. And, but she looked good. A prime Israel Adesanya performance, land some shots and run away. And in round 3 again, Tate didn't get to finish, or 10-8. So it was a 29-28 Yana. Saw a few people saying robbery, which I don't know how. Yeah, Yana pieced Tate up for the first 10 minutes. I get you picked Miesha Tate and all that. People are big fans of Miesha Tate for some reason. But Yana clearly won this fight. It's like no debate about it. So I'll take it. The big underdog pick won. I know the odds did close late. They got like, I want to go back to my breakdown and see what they were. I swear Miesha Tate was like minus 200. Excuse me. Or something like that, but by fight time they did get closer. I guess a lot of smart people realized that Yana's gonna win this fight. And she did. So I'll take my correct pick, my second big underdog pick correction. Versus Miesha Tate, Lauren Murphy a few years ago, and now Yana Santos. So thank you, Miesha Tate, for making me look smart every time you fight. I know I got Julia Avila wrong, but I think she was the favorite, so I'll take it. Yeah, nice win for Yana Santos in a fight that was shockingly not terrible. Good way to end the prelims. Can't really say much more than that. Talk about the fighters real quick for Yana. Yes, she is washed, and she's not that good. But she's benefiting from fighting low level talent. Chelsea Chandler is garbage. Miesha Tate is 40 almost. The second Yana fights a real fighter, which she probably will soon, now after 2 in a row, she's going to get her fucking ass kicked again like she did before, because she's not good. So she looked great here because Miesha Tate sucks, but when she fights a real fighter again, she's going to get destroyed. So I'm not gonna hype up Yana Santos. 2 in a row against the lowest level of competition in that division, which says a lot. Yana's not good. She's 35 years old, but she's going to get fucked up next, unless I don't know who they could give her. Who's now, because after 2 in a row, you probably are in a fight up now. I don't know who they could give her that she beats, so never know though. All I care about, she won here and made me look smart, so thank you. And then for Cupcake, what do you want me to say? She should retire. She's 38 fucking years old, man. Retire. Why are you fighting? Why did you come back? to go 3-2 or 2-3, I mean, and only beat the lowest. Speaking of beating low-end competition, holy shit. Miesha Tate should retire, but she's not going to. She'll probably come back in 2026, 2027, who knows. Yeah, she's just not good. She can't strike. Her grappling's okay if she can actually get a fucking takedown. She's meh. She's just eh. It's that simple. And she's not a fucking legend. Don't fucking call her a legend. Like, fucking Christ. That term gets thrown around more than fraud these days. And the fraud's actually deserved. So, whatever. Miesha Tate should retire. She's not going to, so meh. What can you do? What I'll do is give Yana Santos a fight idea, because why not? For Yana, now 2 in a row now, just beat number 15 and number 12. She's still ranked number 10 somehow. Who could Yana fight? Do you feed her to Cavalcanti? Does Jacqueline got a fight right now? I don't think Jacqueline got a fight at the moment. I know it's kind of fucked up, but why not? I think that's the fight idea I had for Cavalcanti after her last fight, to feed Yana Santos to her, because is there anything else you could really do? She already lost to Carol Hosta. Eileen Perez makes no sense. Mayra Bueno Silva. Why is she still in the UFC? And you already lost to Reinier. You're not gonna fight any of these. It's either Cavalcanti or Mayra, and I don't think who knows what weight class Mayra is even fighting at right now. I think she's calling for a fight with Reinier, so I could see that happening. For some fucking reason, I think Reinier should fight Eileen, but what the fuck do I know? Where the fuck even is Mayra? Did I take Bueno out of here? Because she fucking sucks. I don't know what the fuck is going on at Women's 135, to be honest. I think Norma's gonna fight Raquel someday. Kellen's fighting Macy. Irene's probably gonna fight Mayra. Eileen's kind of left out in the goddamn dark for no reason, even though she should be fighting Irene. I'm down to see Yana and Cavalcanti. I think it'd be a really interesting fight, so yeah, it's either that or Mayra Bueno, and again, why is Mayra Bueno still in the UFC, and what weight class is she fighting at, since she can have both, so I don't know. I'll probably say Cavalcanti and Yana Santos, though, because I'm not sure what else you would do. Again, I think that's the fight idea I had for Cavalcanti after her last win. I'll take a look, but I'm pretty sure it is. So let's do it, Cavalcanti and Yana Santos, unless you have Yana Santos fight Mayra Bueno for some fucking reason. Which, let's see, is Mayra... Did she fight Mayra before? No. So, yeah, let's do it. Mayra, Yana, and Cavalcanti. Makes sense to me. Book it. Even though the more I think about it, maybe Mayra does make more sense, because Cavalcanti could just fight Karahosa. Yeah, maybe, yeah, do Yana. Do Yana and fucking Mayra. Why not? Might make more sense, actually. And Brianna will probably find a way to go have a 3-fight winning streak and climb the rankings. So, do it, why not? So yeah, that makes more sense after thinking about it. Yana and Mayra. Because I don't even see the UFC feeding Yana to Cavalcanti, so Cavalcanti can fight Carol, Eileen fights Irene, Mayra fights Yana. Works for me. Book it. But that's enough talking about Yana Santos fights and who she fights next, so long story short, not a bad fight somehow, so respect to these two for not having a terrible fight. Good win for Yana Santos, making me look smart again against Miesha Tate. Thank you, Miesha, for being garbage. And who should I fight next? I like Yana Santos versus Mayra Bueno Silva. I think that makes more sense than the Cavalcanti fight, but I'm fine with either, to be honest. And, yeah. Yana, Mayra, book it. Apex prelim inbound. And, about really all I gotta say there. Good win for Yana in this grandma battle, this GFL main event. And, underdog pick W. I wish I could say that again later. I can't. Good win, Yana. Good fight, shockingly. And a good way to end a weird prelims. But that is the prelims, and finally done. Only, an hour. They're weird fucking prelims. The first 3 fights sucked. The last 3 fights were good, great, good. So, and that's kind of a running theme with this card. It starts off bad and it ends good. Pause. So, these 50-50 prelims, so they get a 5 out of 10 in that regard. It ended good. The last 3 fights were very solid, so I can't complain. The first 3 fights sucked. The last 3 fights were good. I can't complain about a 50-50 split. Now talk about the main card, which was kind of much of the same. I'd say it's a little more to it's more of a 55-45 split, and we'll talk about that in a second. So, but let's stop rambling on about not recapping fights, and let's recap some more fights, so we still got 6 more to do. So let's do it, since we're already an hour fucking in, and we're just hitting the main card. Welcome back. I love doing recaps. I actually do, but God, they take a while. Let's begin the main card. 6 more fights in Des Moines, Iowa. You ready? I am. Let's go. And we begin the main card with the Iowa boy coming back one last time. As we begin the main card in the lightweight division, with our first of 6 main card fights, and this one was the best till the 3rd round, between the returning Mason Jones versus the returning Jeremy Stephens. This is a weird fight, since you kind of got to break it down in 2 parts. The first 10 minutes, which were amazing, fight of the night, best moments of the night, banger, trading back and forth, had a great fucking fight. Jeremy Stephens is not human. Mason Jones might not just Mason Jones just might not have any power, because we know he doesn't have any bowls. Because then in round 3, he went full cuddle mode and just cuddled Stephens on the ground for 5 minutes. So you got to break the fight down into the first 10 minutes, which were amazing, 5 of the night level, 5 of the night period, banger, one of the best fights of the year. Then round 3, where Mason Jones went full bitch mode, up 2-0 might I add, and cuddled an old man, because he's not good. Huh. Great way to ruin a great fight, Mason, you fucking pussy. This is why you got cut. You have no heart. You suck. Fuck you. Yeah, great fight. The first 10 minutes, you can turn the fight off after the 2nd round ends, because that's when they stopped fighting. That's when Mason Jones stopped fighting, so what do you want me to say? Not very much more to add outside that, because I think Mason Jones pissed off a lot of people, me included, doing that pussy shit at the end. After you were clearly up 2-0, and you are clearly way better than Jeremy. So maybe don't go full pussy mode. I didn't even score round 3, he was that fucking pathetic. So maybe don't go full coward mode in round 3 in a banger fight, where you probably would have got 5 of the night, you dumb fuck. But that's a coward, shitty fighter for you. That's what we hate in the sport. Cowards and shitty fighters. And Mason Jones is both. You pussy. A bitch. About really all I can really say about the fight. Again, first 10 minutes, amazing. Last 5, coward. All I can say, he lost himself a 5 of the night bonus because he fought like a bitch, so good job, Mason. You a bitch. Besides that, not really much more to say about the fight. Let's talk about each fighter real quick. I don't really got a lot to say. Again, Mason's a bum bitch, a coward. Yeah, I would say cut him again. He's such a pussy, so he's not good. So he has no power. He has no heart. He's a coward. So this is why you got cut the first time. You're boring. And for Jeremy, fun way to go out. I hope he doesn't fight again in the UFC, because he looked fucking terrible. He's just a fucking punching bag. At this point, like, how he didn't get put out cold, I don't know. That dude ate so many fucking punches. So respect him in that regard, but goddamn, man, you stick to BKFC. I can see why he's good there. In MMA, it's done for him. Don't come back to UFC. Go back to BKFC. I think I heard it was a one fight deal anyway, so that's perfect. Yeah, he does not need to be in the UFC. I'm happy he got one more banger on his UFC resume at home, but outside of that, he's tougher than nails. That's about it. He can't grapple. He's the punching bag, so happy he got to have one more banger in UFC in his home. In two regards, in the UFC and in Iowa. But, yeah, it's, Loheason's MMA career should be over, and he should go back to bare knuckle. So, yeah, about all I can say there. No fight idea, because I don't give fight ideas to cowards. And, outside that, not really much else I can say. Great first 10 minutes, awful last 5. Mason should get cut again, because he's a coward pussy. And, Jeremy is really fucking old and can't block, but goddamn did that dude got a chin. Great first 10 minutes of the fight. Just could make a case for getting 5 tonight, even with round 3 being awful. And, yeah, not very much more I can think to say. Fight started good, ended bad, thanks to this pussy coward who should be cut again. After that, we go to our second fight of the main card. Speaking of underdog picks, my other one that shit the bed. As in our second fight of the main card, going to bantamweight for a back-to-back in that division, we had not a good back-to-back. We'll talk about that in a minute. As we had in our second fight of the main card, the odd one out of the main card, and yeah, it's pretty terrible. As we had Shitty City versus Cameron Smotherman. This fight was fucking awful. It wasn't the worst of the main card, which we'll get to, and that says a lot. But yeah, this fight was terrible. Like, for the first, it was exactly like the Carlos Prates fight last week. For the first 10 minutes, Cameron Smotherman did not fight. He handed Serhiy City the fight. And then in round 3, when Smotherman actually started fighting, he won round 3. Holy shit, I have a crazy idea. Don't fight in round 3. Fight the whole fight, you fucking moron. Can I stop picking these stupid fucks who don't fight till the final round? Prates, Smotherman, these two guys who are better than their opponents, who easily win rounds when they fight. And they don't fucking fight till the final round, and they're already down 2 or fucking 3 rounds if you're Prates. Idiot! What were you waiting for? For the first 10 minutes of the fight, Smotherman just threw one big shot every few minutes and barely connected. Like, dude, you don't got power like that. You gotta fight, you dumb fuck. If you fought, just if you started fighting in round 2, you would've won this fight easily. City is garbage. But you don't start fighting till round 3. You win that round with ease, and you lose the fight because you're a fucking idiot. God, I hate MMA fighters sometimes. They're the dumbest fucking people on earth, man. Like, you never see a football team wait to play till the 4th quarter. An NBA team wait to play in the 4th quarter. A fucking soccer team wait to play in the second half. You gotta fight the whole fight. You fucking dumbass. I don't get what the fuck is wrong with Smotherman, man. What is wrong with MMA fighters? You only have 15 minutes. Fight! So, whatever, man. Looked like a good pick on paper. The one round he actually fought, he won. So, whatever. Stupid fighters are stupid. Can versus can, and a can won. Bullshit. Okay, that's about all I gotta say about that. I think I'm done ranting. Like, I don't got much else to say about the fight, so. City didn't look good at all. He did the bare minimum to win when the other guy's not fighting. It's legitimately the exact same as the Ian Gary fight last week. So, like, what do you really want me to say? Shitty fighters do shitty things. Shitty City is not good. Cameron Smotherman did not fight. Can versus can. That simple. But all I gotta say there, talk about each fighter real quick. I'll say the bare minimum. Shitty City gets his first official, well, no, I don't care about official, his first real UFC win, counting Contender Series. Now he's 1-3 in his last 4. Well, 1-3 and 1-2-1, I'll say. This dude's garbage. Like, this dude's fucking garbage. We all know he is garbage. And, It is that simple. He's just not good at all. So, the second he fights anyone with talent, he's going to get sparked with ease. Please feed him to like Payne Talbot or fucking Malcolm Wellmaker. He will get put out so easily. He is so fucking bad. So, he is just terrible. And then for Cam Smotherman, you're a fucking idiot. I can't say anything more than that. Just like Carlos Pratt said last week, you're a fucking idiot. Don't start fighting till the final round. That's the worst strategy I've ever seen. You're a fucking idiot. Nothing else to really say. Sidey is garbage. Smotherman's an idiot. No fight idiot because I don't give a fuck. Can versus Can. Pathetic. Why was this on the main card over Bekoev or Robertson again? Stupid. Whatever. Shitty fighters. Dipshits who don't start fighting till round 3. You gotta love it. Cause I don't. Fuck it. Whatever. I went 1 for 1 on dog picks at least. Thank you, Yana Santos, of all people. Next. We stay at bantamweight for somehow a fight that was even worse. Which, I don't even know how that was possible, but they found a way. And then our third fight of the main card, and our second of our back-to-back at 135, our last bantamweight fight before the main event, we had a more important fight at bantamweight. This one was for the 15th ranking in the division, and goddamn did it not look like it, as we had our third fight of the main card, Montel Jackson versus Daniel Marcos. Somehow this fight one-upped the city fight for worst fight on the main card, which again, I didn't think was fucking possible. What do I say about this fight? It was kind of the same as the city fight, but it's worse. Montel did the bare minimum to win. Marcos didn't even try to fight him. And Montel won an easy 30-27. Like, I can describe every round pretty easily. If they were at range striking, Montel landed a few decent strikes, especially in round 3. But if not, the rest of the fight was just Marcos trying to get takedowns and failing at it because he's not good. And he didn't want to fight Montel at all, so it was terrible. Marcos just spammed takedowns. Ding only got like 2 and easily lost this fight because he didn't even like throw a punch. So he pretty much handed Montel the win because he was so scared to actually fight him. So quick, easy win for Montel Jackson, but God, was it not impressive or exciting. He did the bare minimum to win. In round 3, he tried a little more, but God, those first 2 rounds were bad. And this fight was really bad, so what do you really want me to say? Being honest, the fight sucked. It was the worst fight of the main card, and one of the worst fights on the card, so even on paper, it looked to be one of the best ones, so what the fuck do we know, I guess. Yeah, shitty fight. Marcos threw like 10 punches over 3 rounds, if that, I'm being generous, and just spam takedowns that he couldn't get, because he sucks. Montel did the bare minimum, and that's that. To talk about each fighter real quick. Montel now 5, 6 in a row now. Like I said in the breakdown, if he could fight more consistently and be more active, he could be a real problem in this division. He's good on the feet. He's good on the ground. He has good power. He has submissions. He's extremely well-rounded. He's extremely good. He's really tall. He's 33 years old, so he still has a little time left before he gets, like, old. But he just needs to fight more. If he can fight more, he can be top 10 at 135, I think. He just needs to fight more. Until then, he's going to be around. If he doesn't fight again until 2026, how far do you raise him going by 2027, 2028? He'll be barely any higher than he is now. So, but if he can get one more fight in this year, he took like no damage. Get one more nice win against someone who's above him in the rankings, and we'll talk about that in a minute. This dude could be good. This dude could be a real problem at 135, but unless he stays active, it's kind of all for nothing. And then for Daniel Marcos, I said it before, he was just waiting to get fraud checked, and he finally got fraud checked. He's not good. He should have lost to David Grant. He should have lost to Adrian Yanez. His wins are against bad fighters or a underwhelming John Castaneda. He's not good. He's just not good. His striking's shitty. His grappling's shitty. His cardio's shitty. He's not good. And again, he was just waiting to be fraud checked, and it finally happened. I don't think anyone's shocked. Only thing I have to say now is, who should I fight next for Montel Jackson? I won't need to bring up Tapology ranking, because he's in the actual top 15. Who could he fight? Does Kyler Phillips have a fight booked right now? I don't think so. I think him and Kyler Phillips would be a fucking banger. Because Montel has to fight up. 6 in a row, you gotta give him a fight up. Yeah, probably Kyler. Marcus McGee, I don't know what the fuck he's gonna do, but he's gonna do something eventually. Maybe fight Rob Font, I wouldn't be shocked by. Like, Zahabi's fighting Aldo, Batista's fighting Cheeto, Cejudo should be cut. Font could fight McGee, Kyler fights Montel. Sounds good to me. Montel Jackson, Kyler Phillips, sign me up for that fight every day of the week. God damn. Yeah, that sounds like a good fight to me. Montel Jackson, Kyler Phillips. Sign me up. Don't gotta tell me twice. Unless you have to fight Marcus McGee, which I don't think is a good idea. I think Marcus should fight Rob Font. Have Montel fight Kyler. It's pretty simple. I think that would be a banger fight, and I would love to see that fight. That's a sick ass fight night main card fight. Hopefully better than this, and let's see it. Hopefully later in the year, Montel actually fights twice in a year for the first time in a while. Let's do it. Montel Jackson, Kyler Phillips, book it. And then for Daniel Marcos, I don't care. He'll probably go beat up some can in the Apex. So. Or he'll get beat up in the Apex, one or the other. Either is possible. But outside that, not very much else to say about a really terrible fight. Easily the worst fight of the main card, which said a lot after that City fight. But yeah, this was really fucking bad. So, pretty simple. Who should Montel Jackson fight next after getting his 6th in a row? I think him and Kyler Phillips would be a banger, and I would really like to see that fight. So, book it. Montel, Kyler Phillips, book it. Outside of that, not much else to be said. Montel Jackson is really good when he fights. He just needs to fight more. And Daniel Marcos finally got fraud checked after pretty much delaying the process as much as he could. Boring fight. Nice win for Montel, though. 6 in a row. Just stay active. After that, we get back to good fights on this card with the fight that woke everybody up after some snooze fests, as we have in our 4th fight of the night, of the main card, my bad, in the welterweight division. Another old fighter battle, but this one was really good towards the end, as we have in our 4th fight of the night, Daniel Rodriguez versus Santiago Ponzinibbio. This fight woke everybody up, like I said. I keep saying 4th fight of the night, 4th fight of the main card. This woke everybody up. And I'll tell you why. The first 2 rounds were nothing special. Round 1, Ponzinibbio slipped and got cracked, and D-Rod took round 1. Round 2, Ponzinibbio was able to land the better shots at range and have a pretty chill round. Nothing crazy. I think most people agree it was 1-1. But then in round 3, out of nowhere, when D-Rod looked super duper gassed, out of nowhere, at the beginning of round 3, he lands this fucking insane combo, like 4-piece combo, to drop Ponzinibbio, and then end it with a fucking, I think, a right hand on the ground to put him out. D-Rod by knockout in the 3rd out of goddamn nowhere. Wow. Wow, that was not expected at all. Wow, that woke everybody up. Like, the crowd was pretty asleep at that point. We were getting sleepy. It was 2 hours since the Jeremy Stevens fight, so people were starting to get really tired. It was like midnight. And then out of nowhere, D-Rod kills a motherfucker. So, yeah, that was cool. How he did not get a bonus, I don't fucking know. We'll talk about that, don't worry, when we get to the bonuses. But, yeah, D-Rod woke up the crowd with a fucking beautiful knockout. The first 2 rounds were pretty whatever. Round 3 comes out, kills the man after looking gassed as shit. Great, good shit, D-Rod. That was fucking great. That woke everyone up, and that's really nice. That's really fucking nice. Very needed on a card after those 2 garbage fights. We needed something like that. So, thank you, D-Rod. Outside of that, not very much I'll say about the fight. Again, the first 2 rounds were pretty meh, nothing. It wasn't bad by any means, but it wasn't amazing. And then round 3, everyone got woken up, so that was sweet. That was really fucking sweet. So thank you, D-Rod, because goddamn, we needed that boost of energy, and he gave us that to make it through the end of this card. D-Rod gave us that, so awesome. Pretty fucking awesome. Can't really think of anything else to really say, so let's talk about the fighters. We'll begin with D-Rod. He came back after the 3-fight winning streak, looking really good again. He's looking really decent again. Is he fighting pretty low, old competition? Yes. Ponzinibbio is washed and should retire. Oxmorono is not that good. So yes, he's looking decent against old competition, but he's still looking decent. Do I think he's going to lose when he fights someone a little younger and a little better? Yes. But for right now, 2 in a row after a bad 3-fight losing streak, he's looking good again, man. He's looking real damn good again. 9-4 in the UFC now. He's looking good. I can't really say much more than that. He's still a really good striker. His ground game, we didn't have to see here, but on the feet, he's still really damn good. Really good power in his hands. Pretty simple. Yeah, again, against older competition that's more around his level, but hell, wins are wins, and a beautiful knockout's a beautiful knockout, so good shit, D-Rod. And then for Ponzi, I've been saying it for a few fights of his now, it's time to retire. Like, since coming back in 2021, he has went 4-6. And let's be honest, even those 4 wins are kind of weak. So, or my bad, 3-6. I don't know where I got a 4th win from 4th win from. 3-6. Jesus Christ. And even some of those losses ain't great. So, and I don't think he beat Carson Harris. That was a terrible fucking stoppage. So, take that as you will. He's 38 years old now. His chin is really gone. His power's gone. His quickness is gone. He needs to retire. He's needed to retire for a while now. If he wants to have one more fight, have a retirement fight, cool. But yeah, it's getting close to time for Ponzi. My bad, it's not even close time. It is time. He should retire. It's really no debate about that. It's well past time for him to retire. He just does not have it anymore. He hasn't had it since coming back. Like, never gonna fucking dispute Prime Ponzi. Amazing. That dude was great. But Ponzi now, not so much. He's had injury. He came back from a lot of injuries at a much older age, and he just does not have it anymore. So it sucks because Ponzi was great at one time. He's one of the best welterweights in the world at one time, but at this point it's time for him to retire. So if he wants to have one more fight, do it. But if he wants to hang him up, it's well past time for him to. So whatever he wants to do, one more fight or retire now is what I would say. But no, in the UFC he'll probably fight like 5 more times. So whatever. Yeah, Ponzi's running out of old dudes to fight. He's pretty much like what? He's gonna fight Tim Means and Court McGee now. About all the guys he has left to fight who are around his age. So it's sucks because it sucks to see a dude's career get ruined by injuries, but shit happens, man. Shit happens. All I think I'll say now is, who should they fight next? For D-Rod, now 2 up, 2 down in his last 2 fights, coming back from that losing streak. Who could he fight? There are definitely options. I don't think anyone here would make any sense. No. He did call out Jake Matthews, which I think is a really intriguing fight. I would be down to see that. Like, I'm not really sure who else D-Rod could fight. It makes sense for him to fight someone coming off a win. Salikov would be good. That would be a really good one, but I think Salikov's gonna go try something. He's gonna go fight someone like Chitty, probably, or something like that. Yeah, probably D-Rod and Jake Matthews would make the most sense. Like, why not? They're veterans of their division. They've never fought each other. They clearly want to fight each other, so why stop them? Let's do it. D-Rod, Jake Matthews, 2 veterans who somehow have never fought. I don't see a problem with that fight, so do it. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else, so yeah, D-Rod, Jake Matthews, book it. I don't see why not. So, cool. Now, D-Rod made that pretty simple. And then for Ponzi, again, I think he should retire, but if he wants to do one more fight, Tim Means, RDA would be a fucking cool-ass fight. Court McGee, who the fuck else could there? That's really old, so someone along those lines. Outside of that, not really much more to say. Fun old dude battle here. D-Rod getting a great KO to wake up the crowd. Thank you for that, D-Rod. And yeah, not really much more to say. Who should they fight next? I agree with D-Rod's call out. Let's see him fight Jake Matthews. They want to fight, let him fight. And for Ponzi, either retire or someone like RDA or Tim Means would be a cool fight. I'm down to see either one of those two. And outside of that, not really much more to say. Fun fight, great knockout by D-Rod, completely robbed of a bonus. And let's see him fight Jake Matthews. He made the call out. Let's see him fight him then. Good fight, great knockout, woke up the crowd, much needed. Thank you. Going into this co-main event, it was very needed because, wow, was this interesting. As in our co-main event of the evening, finally getting to the co-main, only about an hour and a half later, we had a fight that everyone was excited for. A lot of people did not know what was going to happen, and wow, was it not what I thought was going to happen. As in our co-main event of the evening, with a white-hot crowd after that D-Rod knockout, we head to middleweight for a very hyped-up co-main, as we had Reinier the Ritter versus Bo Nickal. Well, I was very wrong, and I think a lot of people were about this fight. Yeah, Bo got fraud checked finally. Weird fight to recap. Very weird fight. Someone was getting fraud checked, no matter who lost, because I thought both these guys were very fraudulent. But, nah, Reinier's really legit, and he fraud checked Bo. Round 1, pretty close round. It could have went either way. I leaned Reinier. He did end the round on top, or was ending the round in a positive position. He did cut open Bo Nickal's ear or something along those lines. Very close round 1. Could have went either way. But not really like it matters, because in round 2, Reinier just went at him. He did not let Bo catch his breath. He did not let Bo do anything. He just went at Bo. Eventually got him up against the cage, beat the shit out of his body, pretty much made Bo quit on the cage standing. Eventually they broke away, Bo's pretty much trying to just get away, and eventually Reinier comes up with a knee, Carlos Prates, Charles Radke style, and puts Bo down to one knee, and it is over. Reinier, the Ritter, fraud, checks Bo. Nickal, with ease, it seemed like. Wow. Very, not what I expected at all. I thought Bo would be better on the feet. I thought Bo would be able to do good work on the ground, and he got fucked up on both side parts. In the first round, he got beat up on the ground. He was on the bottom for the first time of his career. Someone tried to take him down for the first time in his career. And then in round 2, he just couldn't get going at all, and pretty much quit to body shots. Not what I expected, but great win for RDR. He proved me wrong. He looked great. How good is GM3 that he made RDR look like shit? Jesus. Wow, very, very interesting. You know, Dana's fucking fuming that his baby just got fucking annihilated. But that's the risk you pay. This was a much needed fight for both guys, and whoever won was going to move up big time. Whoever lost was going to fall down big time. And Reinier goes up, Bo Nickal stock falls, and great co-main event. Very good co-main event. I think Bo Nickal kind of mentally got defeated the second he ended up on bottom against Reinier, and he couldn't get anything going into grappling. So, if you ask me, and plus Reinier is fucking giant compared to him. Let's be honest, Reinier is a light heavyweight, if we're being honest. He's a super weight bully, because this dude's fucking ginormous. So, but he got the job done. He fraud checks Bo Nickal in style, and great win for RDR, man. Very good win for him. This dude's legit. I was wrong, so. I was wrong about this fight. I was wrong about RDR. Good win, good co-main, and fraud checked. Not very much else to say about the co-main, the fight in general, so let's move on to the fighters, and we'll begin with Reinier. Yeah, this dude's good. I was wrong. Like I said, I was very wrong about Reinier. I thought he looked terrible in his first 2 fights. He did look terrible against GM3. Kevin Holland is not really the most impressive win anymore. But, this was impressive. This was very impressive. This dude's good. This dude's really good. Again, I do think he's a light heavyweight more than anything. But, whatever. The dude's good. Great ground game, good striking. He destroyed Bo Nickal, and this dude's legit. I'm very intrigued to see what they do for Reinier next. I think his call-out was very interesting, and I think that might be the best fight to do, and I'll talk about that in a second. But, yeah. Great one for RDR, 3 in a row now, 34 years old. This dude's good. This dude's really damn good. Like, you see why he was a 1 double champ and all that bullshit, because this dude's good. I was very wrong about Reinier. I'll have no problem saying that. And to talk about fraud, Nickal. The dude, it was almost like the Marcos thing. It was we kind of expected it to happen, because he was looking terrible in his last few fights. Cody Brundage kind of embarrassed him at 300. Paul Craig was terrible. This was really bad for Bo Nickal, and to go out the way he did here, that was even worse. To pretty much quit to body shots. Not a good look for Bo Nickal. Not a good look at all. The one good thing for him, he is still young. He's 29 years old. That's only his 8th career fight. So he could get better. But he needs to get a lot better a lot quickly. His striking is shit. His wrestling is great, I think, even though he's looked terrible in a few fights. The dude has potential. But the way the UFC went with promoting him and pushing him was just terrible. He should have been on Fight Nights the whole time. He never should have been on UFC 3 fucking 100 and all these big pay-per-view main cards. That was if he was doing all these fights on prelims, people would have respected him a lot more. But you put him in on these fucking pay-per-views where he looked like shit half the time, and you fucking made people hate him, and now people are celebrating his fucking downfall. Like, the UFC fucked Bo over to an extent, because he should have never been on these pay-per-views. He should have been on fight nights the whole time, or pay-per-view prelims. He would have been fine on prelims, but they wanted to make a star, and the bad thing, their star was boring. He's a boring fighter. He's a wrestler, a good one, but a boring one. And what can you really say at this point? He got fraud checked, and now what? You're gonna have him go fight more cans? I'm not sure what the UFC's backup plan is now, so I'm intrigued, don't get me wrong, but we'll see what the UFC's backup plan is. I'm 100% intrigued to see what they do with Bo Nickal next. I think he's gonna probably get moved to like an Apex card or on a fight night, but we'll see. We'll really see. We'll see how he bounces back, how mentally he bounces back, because I think he mentally broke in this fight, if I'm being honest, so we'll see how he bounces back in general, mentally, all of those things. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be really fucking interesting to see how he bounces back. If he bounces back. Well, let's see, man. Now, this is where we're really gonna learn a lot about Bo Nickal. Let's see what happens. Not very much else to say about the fighters or the fight. Now we'll get to the final portion, as always being a fight idea. For Reinier, he made an interesting call out that I think makes sense. Sean Strickland. I like it. I think it makes a lot of sense, because if you book the rest of the division, Allen's gonna fight Vettori, Fluffy should fight Izzy, Roman should fight Jared, Kyle should fight Whitaker, Imavov's gonna fight the winner of Hamzat Drakis. That leaves Strickland kinda in the dark without a fight. Let's have Strickland fight Reinier. I think it makes sense. Reinier is 34 years old. He doesn't have a lot of time left on his side. He's not some prospect where you gotta build him up slowly. The dude was a double champ in a decently respectable promotion. Sean Strickland, Reinier de Ridder, I like it. I think it's a really interesting fight. I think it could go either way. I'm down for it. Cause I don't know what else. Who else would you have Reinier fight? No. Whitaker or Izzy? I think Strickland's more interesting fight and a more intriguing fight, and I think Izzy and Whitaker have better fights for them. So I'm down to see it. Reinier and Strickland makes total sense to me. I book it. I think that's a really good fight. I'm really intrigued to see that one, because I think Reinier would easily smash Izzy, and I think he beats Whitaker at this point. Strickland's an interesting one. I think he beats Strickland, but it's an interesting one, so I don't think he needs to fight any of these guys. And plus I think these guys have better fights for themselves anyway, so Reinier and Strickland, I'm more than down to see it. Book it. I think that's a really good fight. On a pay-per-view later in the year, maybe probably not International Fight Week, but maybe maybe August, whatever the August pay, and like Salt Lake City or some bullshit. So yeah, something like that would be good. I think that'd be a really good featured bout on a pay-per-view. So book it. Reinier, Strickland, sign me up. I think that's a really good call out by Reinier, and I think it makes a lot of sense. And then for Bo, they're gonna give him a can. I would like to see him fight, like, if being realistic, I think him against, like, Chris Curtis or Rodolfo Vieira would be a good bounce-back fight, a respectable one, but I think they're going to give him, like, Sidrikas Dumas or Michael Chachek or fucking, Anton Trocoli still under contract. They're going to give him something like that, I think, even though that kind of just goes against everything like that. Literally does not help Bo Nickal at all in any aspect of getting respected or getting better. So, and I think that's another thing, they never let him get better because he never fought anyone good. He kept fighting the same level of garbage, so he never had to get better because he kept winning. Now that he actually fought someone really good, he didn't get good enough to beat him. So I don't know, man. What I do know is this was a good co-main event, and a fraud did get checked, and it was Bo. I was wrong about RDR. The dude's really good, and let's see how good he really is. Let's see him fight Strickland. Like I said, I think that's a really good idea. Makes sense. Book it. Bo Nickal will probably go fight Tomato Can in the Apex, and we'll see what happens there. So, great win for RDR. Destroying Bo Nickal like I did not expect him to. Completely fraud checking him, and dude's legit. I was wrong. Let's see how far RDR can really go. Great win. Great co-main event. To lead into a weird-ass main event, a funny main event though, but weird-ass shit. As, to end the night finally, an hour and 40 minutes later, we head to the main event of the evening in the bantamweight division, the only decent bantamweight fight on the night, and there were 3 others before this. Really bad night for bantamweight, which is rare to see. As in our main event of the evening, in the bantamweight division, we had a fight that was very predictable, and somehow the winner was predictable, but this outcome was shocking. As in our main event of the evening in the bantamweight division, to end a weird night in Iowa after 20 years away, we had Cory Sandhagen, no Sandman walkout, you bitch, versus Deiveson Figueiredo. This went not one bit that I expected it to be. First of all, it was a grappling match for some fucking reason. And mainly for that whole grappling match, it was pretty much just Deiveson Figueiredo going for fucking heel hooks like he's Ryan Hall and never getting close. Every time he went for a heel hook, Cory Sandhagen just turned around and punched him in the face. And that was the easiest way to get out of a fucking submission. So that was round 1. They barely did any striking, a few leg kicks, and that's about it. So Cory easily took round 1. I don't even need to show my verdict scorecard, because we all know how the fight went. And then into round 2, it was pretty much the same thing. They did a little bit of striking, but mainly it was grappling. And it was Figgy starting the grappling. So I don't know what the fuck that was about, but he started grappling, he kept going for submissions, mainly the shitty heel hook, and eventually Cory just said, I'm gonna go for it too. It worked easily. He popped Figgy's knee out, and that was that. Figgy tapped late in the second, and that was about that. That fight was fucking hilarious to watch, because what the fuck was Figgy doing? Why did he think he was Ryan Hall? Like, he kept going. He was so fucking hell-bent on this goddamn heel hook that he fucking left himself open to so much damage. And then he's the one who had his fucking knee blown out. So, this poor fucking guy sucks at this submission the whole fight, never gets close to getting it. Cory tries it one time, gets it with ease, pops his knee out, and beats Figgy. Like, what the fuck? I feel bad for Figgy, because that was embarrassing, to be honest. So, but yeah, that's not what I expected. Cory Sandhagen getting a finish. That's, again, not what I expected. That's the first in a long time. Figgy getting finished for the first time since Marina, so that was also shocking to see. So yeah, weird main event, very funny, good main event. I enjoyed it, and yeah, can't really complain. I enjoyed the main event as well. It was hilarious, so I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good main event, and not what I expected, but hell, I didn't have to watch a 25-minute Cory Sandhagen fight, so I'm not upset. Yeah, good win for Cory, and it was a submission. It really should be counted as a submission if you think about it, but whatever. Good win for Cory, not the fight I expected at all, and very funny though, so I'll take it. And Lock of the Night W, so another one. I think 10-5 or something this year, so I started really bad. I'm doing good. Thank you, Cory. I'm not fucking this up. Outside of that, not really much to say about the fight, so I guess let's talk about fighters. For Cory, pretty predictable win. We knew he was going to win this fight, and he's right back where he's always been, right outside of a title shot. He's not getting a title shot. Let's put that notion out right now. I said it in the breakdown, I think, but I'll say it again here. Cory Sandhagen's future goes one of two ways. Either Merab beats O'Malley, and Cory probably fights O'Malley as Jan fights Merab, or O'Malley beats Merab somehow, they do the trilogy, and Sandhagen fights Piotr in a rematch. That's the only two options, I think. I don't see a world where the UFC even attempts to jump Cory over Piotr for a title shot. Piotr beat Figgy first, and Piotr has won 2 in a row. Cory has won 1 in a row after just losing to Umar, if I'm correct. Yes, so Piotr's number 1, Cory's number 2. If O'Malley loses, then Piotr moves to title shot. Cory's number 1 after that. So, like, unless Merab is really that active, he wants to take out fucking Piotr and Sandhagen and O'Malley this year. Like, he could fight, let's see, in June, July, August. It's just not possible, I don't think, so we'll see. I think Cory either fights O'Malley or Piotr next. If he wins that, then of course he gets a title shot, no debate. But that's a big if he's not beating Piotr, and I don't think he beats O'Malley, so we'll see though. We'll see if he'll ever get that second title shot, because he had one against Piotr and lost. Let's see if he can get it though. We'll see. He's the biggest Sean O'Malley fan in June, because his best hope at a title shot is, well, I guess necessarily O'Malley's an easier fight than Piotr, so maybe he's a Merab fan, because then he can fight O'Malley and Piotr is going to lose to Merab, and then he can, again, then maybe, I don't know. Cory's in a weird situation now, so he's not going to fight Umar again. He's not fighting Song Yadong again. There's no one else for him to fight. So move him up to number 3 and go from there. So pretty simple. And then for Figgy, what do you do with Figgy now? He's lost 2 in a row for the first time in his career. He's 37, going to be 38 years old in December. He just blew out his knee, so who knows how long he's going to be out from that. It's a weird situation. Now, you can make a case he probably should retire. I don't think it's a bad case to try and make. If he can't come back the same, retire. But if he could come back at least like maybe around 50% of what he was going into this fight, then he could stick around. Yeah, I think he could still beat some guys. He beats Font, he beats Cejudo, he beats Batista. I think he loses to Aldo. He would lose to Song. He lost to Cory and Piotr. O'Malley would beat him. Umar would probably beat him. So we'll see with Figgy. Prime Figgy was amazing. I watched Prime Figgy live. I think a lot of us did. Flyweight Figgy was amazing. But ever since the Moreno stuff happened, he's kind of just been underwhelming. The first fight was a draw. The second fight he lost. The third fight, a lot of people think he lost. The fourth fight he lost. Goes up to bantamweight, beats some lower end competition in Font, Cody, and Cheeto, and then gets Piotr and Cory. He moved up to bantamweight too late, in my opinion. So, but what can you do? I don't think he's gonna retire. I think he's gonna come back probably next year. We'll see how he looks. I think he probably has at most 4 fights left in him, and I think that's being generous. Probably closer to 2 or 3. So, but we'll see. We really can't give him a fight idea, because who knows what the rankings are gonna look like when he comes back. So, maybe the winner of Cheeto Batista, which is probably gonna be Mario Batista, or the winner of maybe Jose Aldo would be a cool fight with Figgy. But again, who knows when Figgy's gonna come back? And do you ever want to have Figgy fight a leg kicker coming back off a knee injury? that's debatable, so we'll see. We'll fucking see. Outside of that, not very much more to say about this main event. It was fun, it was funny, sad to an extent, and pretty good all in the same time, so nice win for Cory. What does he do next? We'll have to pretty much, it all depends on the O'Malley-Merab fight. And what does Figgy do next? Who goddamn knows? So who knows when he's gonna come back, if he's gonna come back, how he's gonna come back. A lot of questions. We leave this fight with more questions than answers, but we'll get a lot of those answered soon, so we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. A lot of interesting shit going on at 135. Is it the last time we ever see Figgy? It's the last time. Will Cory ever get that title, that second title shot? Only one way to find out. Good main event to end a weird night in Iowa. And to finally end this after an hour and 50 minutes. Jesus fucking Christ. RX, how do you do this every week? Boom. That's the card. To go over how I did picks. I went 8 of 12, 5 perfect, 550. Only 4 wrong, which is pretty fine. I'm more than happy with that. I'm fine with only taking 4 L's. Nickal, I was wrong about RDR. Smotherman did not fight till round 3. Bolaños will never get a chance to actually fight. And Ivana, how did you fucking choke that? That one just fucking still blows my mind. So I'm not too upset. That Ivana pick. Outside of that, I'm not too upset. The bonuses for the night went to Cory, Reinier, Bekoev, and Quang. I don't agree at all. I think fight of the night should have went to Jeremy Stephens and only Jeremy Stephens. This guy's a bitch. And D-Rod and RDR should have performance bonuses. I don't know how you rob D-Rod of a performance bonus. He was more impressive than Cory. He was more impressive than fucking Quang for sure. And he was Bekoev, the nice knockout, but I think D-Rod deserved it more. He woke up the crowd after some shitty fights with a great knockout. So, I don't know how you give 3 guys a less impressive a bonus over D-Rod, but whatever you say, bullshit's gonna bullshit, ain't it? Second to last thing, if you missed the card, what would I say you should go back and rewatch? Not the first 3 fights, that's for sure, skip those. Robertson, you can watch if you want. It was alright, but you know what you were getting, so that's up to you. Bekoev for sure. Yana, I doubt anyone's gonna go back and watch that. Watch the first 2 rounds of this fight for sure. Skip for sure, and then watch the last 3 fights, because they were really good. So, I would say Bekoev for sure, the first 2 rounds of the Jeremy Stephens fight, and the last 3 fights for sure. Skip pretty much everything else if you want. Again, Yana and Robertson are optional. I think they are decent, but everything else, skip, and skip. So, a few things to go back and rewatch. And finally, as always, we end with the best segment to end it all, the chopping block. Who's on the chopping block this week? I think it's pretty simple. Dante Mays and Ivana Petrović. Everyone else is pretty much safe. You're not cutting Gaston. Marina retired. Loder, not yet. Soon. Miesha probably should, but she's not going to retire anytime soon. You're not going to cut her. Jeremy with a 1-fight deal. Smotherman, Marcos, Ponzi should retire, but you're not going to cut him. No, Figgy should retire, but you're not going to cut him. Tate, long overdue to get cut. Ivana, you lost to Juliana Miller. That's an insta cut. That's pretty simple. I think we all can agree on that. Cut these 2. They suck. Next. And finally, that UFC Iowa done. 1 hour 53 minutes. Done, finally. It was a decent card. Was it amazing? No. Was it bad? No. It was fine. The good was good. The main event, Nickal, D-Rod, Bekoev, Robertson, Yana, first 2 rounds of the Jones fight, all good. Miller, Petersen, Bolaños, Smotherman, Montel, shit, but not card ruining. I think the card's probably what would I give it? probably a 6 out of 10. It was fine. I then gave last week a 7 out of 10, I believe. This card was fine. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't terrible, but it was fine. The good was good. The bad was bad, but not card ruining. A fine 6 out of 10. Fine night in Iowa after 20 years away. To come back, had a fun card. Can't complain. And one of the referees was one of the fighters on that card 20 years ago. So that's pretty fucking cool. So, with that being said, that's UFC Iowa in the books, done, dusted, and we can move on. As we move on to next week, UFC 315. Canada, we're coming for our Canadian pay-per-view of the year. We got JDM, Valentina, Manon, Grasso, Silva, No BSD, Joe Alvarez, Payne, Jose Aldo, Jasmine Jasovicius. It's a decent looking card. I'm very excited for that. We'll see how that card looks by the time we break it down on Friday. And we'll be recapping it sometime on Sunday, hopefully a little earlier than today, because I know I'm getting this recap out a little later than I would like. Sorry about that, but you know, shit happens. And yeah, either way, I enjoyed this card. UFC Iowa was fun, back-to-back fun fight nights in KC and Iowa, and now we head all the way over to the Great White North for a pay-per-view. Should be fun. Can't wait, and we'll break that down on Friday. That's the next time you're here from me. So, you get to go a few days without my fucking shitty voice or videos. You're welcome. With that being said, I can't think of anything else to say, because I talked for almost 2 hours, so what else could I really say? So, let's end like we always do, by saying, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, subscribe. 100 subs goal by the end of the year. And as always, unless I'm free to say something which I don't believe I am, RX. Finally. Out. Good vibes. Only. And always.